Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the truth about intermittent fasting after doing it for 30 days. I did a video last week where I went through exactly what I ate in a day while doing intermittent fasting. And I got a lot of questions about the different ways that you can do intermittent fasting, how to do it properly. They just eat tons of food in their eating window because they are so hungry because they have uneaten all day. Say you're doing the 5x2 method. You're supposed to only eat once per day for 5 days a week. What happens if you eat twice per day for 5 days a week? Do I even have to think about what I'm eat for most of the day because I am not really eating that much? However, I was also doing keto and I was also doing a lot of cardio. It's hard to tell if it was the intermittent fasting that caused the weight loss or if it was the ketogenic diet or if it was the cardio. They have recipes, they have videos, they have blog posts. There's just so much information available on this website. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below on what you think about intermittent fasting. Do you do it? You plan on doing it? What are your results? I'd love to hear your story. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. But I will say that I feel less bloated. I feel less inflamed. I have less brain fog. I have more energy throughout the day. And I'm just really enjoying the convenience of it all. So I'm saving so much time by not having to prepare food. Not having to clean up after food, by not having to think about what I'm going to eat. But you can see I look a little bit slimmer here. This is more recent. And you can see that my face is definitely thinner. When I first started keto about a year ago, I looked very chubby. Like, look at my cheeks. Look how much weight I've lost from my face. So that's really cool. I'm actually really happy with my results. It's just so convenient. I feel like it fits perfectly into my lifestyle. And I'm hoping that it stays this way because it is so nice not having to think about food all day. Before, when I was doing regular keto, I was always thinking about food. Am I going to eat? Should I eat now? Like, what if I wait 30 minutes and I'm still hungry? So it was always on my mind. But now it's really not. I've stopped tracking my macros and my calories and my carbs and my fat and my protein. I'm not even weighing myself anymore. I'm just doing what I feel like doing and it seems to be working. Well, nothing really. You're still getting the benefits of intermittent fasting, even though you're technically only going 16x16 instead of 24x8. So like, hey, it's better than nothing. If you're only doing it 1 or 2 times a week, it's not a big deal. You're still getting the benefits. In fact, this is exactly what I did before I actually started following the 5x2 method closely. I was doing 16x16 about 5 days a week, and then 16x8 for 2 days a week. So even if you're not doing it perfectly, you're still getting the benefits. And then they feel horrible because they ate too much. So if that's happening to you, I highly suggest taking electrolytes and drinking lots of water, especially before you break your fast. I usually take my electrolyte powder, and I drink water before I eat my first meal of the day. And that helps me not binge. It helps me kind of just slowly reintroduce food into my system instead of just like, bam, eating way too much and feeling horrible afterwards. What happens if you don't do it properly, and also some of the benefits that you can get from intermittent fasting, other than just losing weight. So I thought I would make this video to answer all of those questions. When you're doing intermittent fasting, you're giving your body a chance to rest and digest. Your body does a lot when you're eating, obviously. You have to digest the food. You have to pull nutrients out of it. Your liver has to process it. And so when you're giving your body a chance to rest and digest, you're allowing your body to do all of these other processes that are equally important. For example, cell repair. Your body repairs cells, skin regeneration, collagen production. All of these things happen when you're not eating. Also, there's been a lot of studies that show that intermittent fasting can help with insulin resistance. It can help with diabetes. It can help with cancer. And obviously weight loss. A lot of people have reported improved digestion when doing intermittent fasting. Like I talked about earlier, your body gets a chance to rest and digest. And for me personally, I have IBS. Intermittent fasting has helped tremendously with my IBS. So if you're struggling with any of these things, consider intermittent fasting and see if it helps you. So let's start with what is intermittent fasting and the different ways that you can do it. There are 3 main ways to do intermittent fasting. The first one is the 16x8 method. That means that you fast for 16 hours and you only eat within an 8-hour window. For example, maybe your eating window is between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m., so you wouldn't have anything to eat during the 16 hours where you're fasting, but then you would have 4 meals within that 8-hour window. So 4 meals over 8 hours. Now this is great if you someone who prefers to eat more frequently because you're still getting the benefits of not eating all day long, which I'll talk about in a minute. But you're also still having time to eat more frequently. I personally prefer the next way of doing intermittent fasting, which is the 5x2 method. That means that 5 days a week you only eat once per day. So like today is Wednesday. Ate my one meal at around 12 p.m. I will eat again tomorrow at around 12 p.m. So you do that 5 days a week. And then the other 2 days of the week, you can eat normally, or you can do what I like to call a dirty keto. So you eat whatever you want. Pizza, ice cream, donuts, Snickers, whatever you want. Don't feel bad, you can do it. Just keep in mind that when you go back to your normal diet the next day, you might have some brain fog, and you might not feel so great. But it's totally fine to do it every once in a while. I did it last weekend. I went out with my friends. We had a blast. We got drunk. We ate pizza. We ate snacks. We ate junk food. Everything. And then the next day I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I was doing intermittent fasting. I didn't feel great. But it was totally worth it. It was fun. I had a blast. Then the third type of intermittent fasting is the eat, stop, eat method. Basically what this means is that for 2 days a week, you don't eat anything at all. So you just drink water and tea and coffee, nothing else. But you do this twice a week. Personally, I do and recommend doing this unless you are already pretty advanced in your ketogenic diet or your intermittent fasting journey. Because some people say that they feel really bad when they do this, so it's not something that I do. I don't think it's necessary. I think the 5x2 method is a lot easier to follow, and you still get the benefits of going without food for longer periods of time. The next thing that I want to address is, what happens if you do intermittent fasting wrong? Some people say that when they do intermittent fasting, they binge. The next question I want to address is what happens if you cheat? Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is the benefits of intermittent fasting besides weight loss. Alright, so now let's talk about my results after 30 days of intermittent fasting. I am absolutely in love with it. I feel great, more energized. Now, in terms of numbers, I've lost about 7 pounds in the last month. Here are some before and after pics. These are really the best before and after pics, because I did really take good before pics. If you're interested in trying intermittent fasting, I highly recommend checking out a website. They have a ton of resources about intermittent fasting. They explain everything perfectly. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video.